See this? Fancy jewel on top. Some pieces of paper inside of this funky looking jar. Yeah? This is our family date jar. We implemented a family date jar so that we could take our kids on solo one-on-one dates. Then me and my husband alternate taking our children on these dates. We set a time frame, so there's limits and boundaries to the date time, and we pick activities that we collaborated on from this jar. So this jar was decorated as a family. Some pieces of the decorations have fallen off. And we, all the writing that's inside of these jars, we did it together. That it includes ideas from our children and from ourselves about what we could do on these one-on-one dates. One-on-one dates is an offer I'm offering to you. Grab a jar, grab some paper, grab your kids. Hey, we're gonna make a family date jar. These are some activities we can do one-on-one with each of you. 1 week I'll be with you, and 1 week I'll be with you. And we'll alternate between mom and dad if there's 2 parents in your household. If not, you need to arrange for childcare if you can, or find ways to get creative. Now, we have a 2-hour time frame for our dates, and often we do it out of the home because most of these activities in here are out of the home. Sometimes we go, ad lib, and my daughter will be like, I just want to stay home and do crafts with you, Mom. Cool, great, let's do that. Now, if you have more than 2 children, or you have a limited time frame, or low budget, start small. Start somewhere. Start now. You might start with, hey, I'm going to work on this craft for 10 minutes with so-and-so, and you can go build Legos for 10 minutes. Cool? We're going to be upstairs in this room, hanging out, talking, doing this craft, and the boundaries and limit is we don't want to be disturbed. Deal? Cool. Great. That might be what a single parent might do for 10 minutes with one of their children, and then switch. And then after that, I'll have 10 minutes with you. And then they can alternate who goes first each week. So there's lots of different creative ways to get that one-on-one time with your children. One-on-one time seems like, oh, why is that a big deal? It's really important. I've been coaching for many years now. And what I have seen is a huge difference in behavior in my own children and a huge difference in behavior in the children whose parents consistently do this. Not erratically or intermittently, but consistently spend time one-on-one with their children. Now, if you're going to do smaller time frames, right, like 10 minutes, then do it a little bit more often, right? So maybe it's every other day. Maybe it's 2 times a week. But start somewhere, start small, and then work your way up to whatever goal you have for having that one-on-one time with your children. I have noticed that when my child has that one-on-one time with me, they behave very differently than when their sibling is around. So this is one of my offers to you. And there's so many psychological components to what I'm offering to you. I have coached parents who were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who told me about their stories when their siblings were born and what they went through and what they experienced and how they didn't expect this other child to suddenly be on the scene and how it impacted their self-perception. And when there wasn't any interventions or any support for that child to understand or make sense of how this other little kid now suddenly showed up on the scene and taken mom and dad's attention. So there's lots of things that I'm talking about here, but the offer on the table is to start that one-on-one time with your children, and you are actually stepping into empowering them long term because of the deep connection you get to make in those time frames, right? That in that one-on-one time frame. And you also get to know your child more. You get to ask them questions about what's going on for them that they might not want to talk about in front of their siblings or anybody else, right? So there's so many components to this, so many subconscious components when you have more than one child, so many subconscious components when that child maybe felt like they had to seek your approval or work harder to get your attention once the siblings showed up, stuff like that. So I highly recommend this activity. Grab a jar, a box, whatever, grab some Post-it notes, some construction, this is construction paper, whatever I could find in the moment, and write down ideas of activities you guys could do for these one-on-one times. Bye! Oh yeah, let me know if you watch this. Put hashtag replay and let me know your comments.